What's up, everybody? It's Brandon, the other half of Cult Flick Symposium. Now, I don't imagine we're going to be doing a whole lot of new movies on this channel because we're mostly sticking with the old school cult flicks, your spaghetti westerns, your old school slasher movies, even the more mainframe ones, that are like, let's, for instance, Brandon Lee in The Crow. We've got all types of movies like that, but we will rarely, probably do new movies. Now, don't hold me to that, because maybe they'll pump out more new movies that'll fit more in with what we are trying to do here. And this one, I talked to Derek, the other half of Cult Flick Symposium, and I was like, man, this kind of fits our credentials and what we're going for here, does it not? A movie about a bear attacking people on cocaine? Yes. So let's dive into it. There's not really anything to spoiler here. You kind of know what you're getting into. There's not like a whole lot of weight here. It's just supposed to be a fun, dumb movie, which again is what we do here. Did it deliver on that? I'm gonna say yes. I think Cocaine Bear was a blasty blast. Was it as good as I had hoped? It did leave a little bit to be desired in a couple places, but overall, did it deliver? Yes, I think it did. I think this one is definitely worth your price of admission if you're into these types of films, and chances are, if you're here, then guess what? It's probably up your alley. Cocaine Bear is there's no shortage of violence. Let's say that. I didn't know for sure how dark they would go with it. It's not like dark as in like, oh my god, this is edgy, this is disturbing, but it's that colorful blood, like, oh my god, is this happening right now? That's fucking crazy. Look at this murder I'm seeing type of violence. But it does go there in terms of gore. It's a lot of fun. You're not disturbed. You're like, oh shit, he did not just rip this person's leg off like that. That type of violence. The bear effects as far as CGI, this type of movie, you're not going to get Avengers type CGI. But for this kind of movie, it wasn't too bad. The bear looked pretty good in most spots. Again, know what you're getting into, but for this type of movie, like I said, the blood and gore was all there. I think a lot of the kills were kind of creative. Even when they weren't, they'd add that like, punch kill where it's just kind of like, I've seen that before, but they have that like punch on the end of it, if you know what I'm talking about. Like that last little stamp to kind of make it stand out from the other kills you've seen similar to that. The action was definitely there. Like it wasn't just like a quick, head gets chopped off or head gets bit. It felt like you were in the scene. You felt like shit was going down. It wasn't just a quick swipe and then boom, it's over. The characters, I thought all the characters were pretty solid. Now they grew on me as it went along. The one little negative I would have, it's not really a negative, it's just what holds this movie back from being great. The trailer, I will say, did show basically all the best stuff. Not really the movie's fault, more of the marketing team. But at the same time, though, there was some good little extra tidbits, and I was more than happy to see how the stuff from the trailer played out once it was interwoven within the movie. The comedy, because the trailer made it look like it was going to be really funny. Now, make no mistake, it wasn't like they weren't trying to be funny. They were trying to land jokes here, and it's not that the jokes were bad. It was real hit or miss, and I'll honestly probably say it was probably 60-40 miss. There was a few parts that had me, not laughing out loud, but, kind of on the inside. Or, letting out one of those little... Okay. Yeah. One of those, everybody's got that. You got the actual, like, God damn, I'm laughing out loud in the... Yeah, okay, yeah. Those laughs, there was quite a few of those, but overall, there was a lot of times where you're like, they're trying to be funny here, it's not really working. It did fall flat in spots. But I think as the movie got going and then we kind of got more ingratiated in these characters and the relationships, because it spread around over like basically almost like 4 different sets of characters, like bouncing back and forth, but until the very end where they kind of all combine together, or the last remaining groups do. Won't say who those are, even though I said the spoiler. I'm still not going to say exactly who dies, people. But it eventually kind of came together, not with like a bow on top, but I really started to enjoy the characters overall, and the comedy started to work a little more for that. But overall, the comedy did not land completely for me. I wanted more out of the comedy. And I know this type of movie is just like, oh yeah, action first, all that. Yeah, that's true. You want the murder, you want all that. The comedy can take a back seat. And it's not like it wasn't funny. There was moments, but I wanted this to be like, oh my God, this is actually surprisingly like a riot. I kind of got that vibe from the trailer. Don't shoot me, people. Did not get it fully here, but yes, it was still at least somewhat funny and somewhat good. That is not to hold back the movie completely, though. Like I said, this was a good time. It was a fun time. I was never bored. It really moved along at a decent pace, not a brisk, like crazy pace, but like it did move along. It never felt like a slog. And it was always, consistently fun, consistently entertaining. Even when the comedy did fall flat, it had a fun vibe throughout. I was really feeling the 80s synthy type score it had going for it, which we've heard a million times now after like Stranger Things, but it worked here. I really think Elizabeth Banks did a good job with this one. I'm looking forward to seeing even more from her. I know she's directed a couple other things. I always forget that, though. Like, even when I saw her name on this, I'm like, she directed Cocaine Bear? What the fuck? But, it's good. It's good. And I got a buddy at work that has been telling me this, so he's an older guy. He's like, down in Georgia, I was there when it happened. Seriously, this is what he always tells me. He's told me a million times. I try to tell him, I'm like, you always tell the story about the bear that's on cocaine. They're making a movie about it. And he's over there just like, no, it really happened. It's not a movie. I'm like, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm saying they're making a movie about it. He's like, man, you're crazy, man. It really happened. So I'm actually, on a personal level, finally glad to see what he saw, or at least he claims he saw. You know how old people get senile. Nonetheless, guys, this movie was solid. It's good. I wanted to give it a great score. I really did. But damn, it's damn near great. And such an easy, what we love here, turn your brain off, but not too stupid. It's stupid, but it's like creative stupid. You know what I mean? There's a difference. Our type of film here at Cult Flick Symposium, at least on my end, I hope Derek watches it and he can give us a review, maybe, following up. He might say I'm crazy. He might actually say I'm crazy the other way, where he's like, actually, it was funny as fuck, man. What are you doing, Brandon? I don't know, Derek. Why am I slapping myself? I don't know, people. It's getting late. Love you guys. I'm going to give this movie a 7.8 out of 10. 8 and above is great to me. It was damn close. Like I said, if a little bit more of the comedy would have landed, I would have been right there with it. But still, go see this fucking movie, guys. Cocaine Bear is a blast. And I mean that shit. Peace.